when it comes down to these agencies, FBI and CIA, right? Where do they recruit from? Do they recruit people from these big Yale schools? Do they go to, these big Ivy League schools and they're picking people up from there? And if they do, most of them are indoctrinated in one side politically, but their job is to protect everybody. How often did you see in the CIA or in the FBI the individual person's political leanings influence their decision-making in their job?
I never really saw it. I think that is a new trend. Part of the issue that I have is, our federal agencies need to be headed by people that were part of that agency. Political appointees do not do well as a head of something that they don't understand. If you've never been in a car meeting with a terrorist in a dark alley, how can you make decisions that affect me on the street? So I think the politicization of our agency is part of the problem. I mean, you have people that go in there, they're political appointees, they owe allegiance to whoever allowed them to go in there rather than to those people that work for him or her.
Roger, what do you think about what Rick just said?
I think the vast majority of rank-and-file FBI and CIA employees and agents are honest people who have no politics. The political corruption is at the top of those agencies. When FBI agents are raiding the home of journalists to find out whether they have a copy of Joe Biden's daughter's diary, I think that's crossing a line. When FBI agents are raiding the home of the number 3 guy at the Department of Justice because he held a different legal opinion than others, I don't think that's appropriate.
Yeah, you're talking about James O'Keefe when they...
Yeah, O'Keefe, and in this case, Jeffrey Clark.
Jeffrey Clark,
the FBI director. The DOJ.
Yeah, I wonder when I think about, by the way, the two parties. Can you pull up to see which, not parties, the two agencies, which agency does America trust more, CIA or FBI? I'm curious. Who's trusted more? Do you guys know these stats or no? Are you familiar? Like if I were to ask you, if I were to ask, so you're not a part of it at all before they say anything. Do you trust the CIA more? Or do you trust the FBI more? Folks, if you're listening as well, I'm curious. Comment below. Do you trust the FBI more or the CIA more? What would you say?
Just on the sheer fact that you've heard the CIA might have been responsible for the Kennedy assassination, just because of that, I would lean towards the FBI. But I think they both these days have a damaged reputation.
Well, what is that? Public holds positive views across 10 federal agencies, departments. Number 1 is what? Postal Service. Favorable? Seriously? Have they been to the post office? CDC, this is positive or unfavorable? 78%.
Now, this is 2018.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this is 2018.
It's quite significant.
Well, then if you look at this, FBI and CIA is pretty much around the same thing. Okay. I'd love to see what this is in 2022. Because the world has changed in 4 years. This is not the same world.
I actually think what you would find is that the public has a distrust of all political institutions, both parties, Congress, the FBI, the CIA, the media. That's a fairly new development. I think that there is a fundamental distrust of all of our institutions by the American people.
Do you have some thoughts on this?
Yeah, I do. I really do. That is the reason why I wrote Black Ops. Because I got so tired of my agency being maligned in Hollywood. We're not Jason Bourne. We're not American-made. Those things, assassinating Kennedy, these are rumors and stuff that goes out there, part of the political game. The agency is put together by literally from all the classes. We recruit a lot from the military. Because former military has a lot more diversity. They have languages. Remember, the CIA, we do not operate in the United States. We're not allowed to operate in the United States. So all our work is done overseas. So for that, you need people that can fit in different geographical areas without causing attention, because everything that we do is black ops under the shadow of darkness, or that we cannot afford for our mission to be compromised.
Rick, you made a comment earlier. You said, I'm uncomfortable with folks who are not from CIA or FBI to be directors of the CIA or the FBI. And if you've never sat there and negotiated with a terrorist, you don't know what it's like to sit there negotiating with a terrorist. That statement means that you've sat there and negotiated with terrorists.
Yes, I have.
Are you able to name some of the folks you've sat down with and have negotiations with?
No. I could tell you that I did recruit and
No one's watching this, by the way.
yeah, I know you have such a short following.
No
here,
one's
right?
watching this content. But you were saying.
No, I did recruit a terrorist in a Latin American country, which I wasn't allowed to say in the book. But he was a member of a Maoist insurgency.
Okay.
And I literally recruited this guy under coercion. I had a police officer friend. We busted him. I had that alias documentation with me, and the guy decided to cooperate because we made him an offer that he couldn't refuse. He would be in jail for the rest of his life, and I ran this guy for a good year, and he gave us some incredible information. So yeah, I have done that. And my point is, the FBI should be led by a senior FBI individual that understands those laws, that understands the culture, and understands the trials that our officers go through.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.